I have officially traded in my Puma Ultra Ultimate FG for something better, and the Ultra Carbon are going on the shelf. Recently, Puma have quietly upgraded their AG and MG options to be, in my opinion, some of the best on the market. Definitely in what is my favorite in the current Puma lineup, the Ultra Ultimate, which I think is a fantastic boot. However, the one you want to buy is this one. So why is this the Ultra that you want? Well, it's because this is the AG outsole. Now this is of course not as aggressive as what you're going to get from the FG or the Carbon. The FG looks very much like this without the Carbon outsole. The Carbon of course being the crazy aggressive variation with these really aggressive studs. Now there's nothing wrong with the aggressive studs here, there's nothing wrong with the Ultimate. It's really fantastic, the Ultimate FG. However, I think I said in my original review that the FG is probably just going to be too much for most people. It's just overly aggressive for what most people are going to want, even in a speed boot. So why not get something that is less aggressive, that's going to work for more people and for multiple surfaces? So you can see we've got mainly all conical studs here, but it's not overdone. This means that this is, due to the length of those studs, going to be a great option for an AG pitch as well as an FG pitch, if you ask me. This is stable, you're going to get good rotational movement and good purchase in the ground no matter which of the two surfaces you go on. That's not the case with the FG model. The FG model is only good for FG and even some pitches that are turning to SG. So this is very much a one-trick pony. This, however, is going to save you some money because you can use it on both surfaces. It's also a really nice sole plate. Now, no, it's not quite as springy or snappy as the Ultimate FG or especially the Carbon, but you know what? It's completely acceptable, and again, for most people it's going to be absolutely fine. No, you don't get that ridiculous dig in and push off, but for most people, having these conical studs that allow you to pivot and move is just going to be more friendly anyway. It's less pressure on you, it's less stress on your joints, and it's going to do the job. And again, saving money, multiple surfaces. Still nice and stable through the midfoot and the heel. It basically feels exactly the same. You still get the kind of support stud in the heel here, which doesn't really make a lot of difference, but it is there nonetheless. But it is nice and short compared to some of the other ones, which means that it's not really going to get in the way on an AG pitch either. So from a pure outsole stud pattern point of view, this is the one to get. What we can do then is we can pull out the insole. So the insole on these are the Ortholite, which is what Puma have used for multiple of their boots. You've got Ortholite foam through the heel as well. So this is an Ortholite foam insole, which is perfectly fine. It's quite nice. And then it has the O-Therm technology. So this is generally designed to stop heat radiating up through the boot. So AG pitches like these 3G with the rubber chrome, that kind of thing, they can get very hot and very abrasive on your boots very quickly. So on a hot day, that plus your boots is going to get a bit much. The idea behind this particular insole here is to stop that heat radiating up through the boots into your feet, just to keep you that little bit cooler. Now, I can't say that there's a huge noticeable difference. I can't say I really notice how well that works, but the fact that it's there and it might even work 5-10% or something is absolutely worth it. And it doesn't impact you playing on FG either. So you've got this additional bit of tech making it better for an AG pitch, and it's just there. Like, again, you need to buy this boot. I do have another difference that I want to talk about when it comes to the AG versus the FG, but before that I just want to take a look at the overall specs of the upper of the boot. So you've still got the Grip Control Pro element, which is this grippy, slightly textured idea that's on top of this upper, which is kind of a compressed multi-layer mesh and textile base, and I think this is a fantastic upper. The touch on the ball is nice and direct, it's quite barefoot, it suits a boot of this nature, of a speed boot, but at the same time that extra bit of kind of, it is rubbery grip that is all the way around the boot is incredibly welcome. The form stripe here is weird, doesn't have it, but how often are you hitting the ball off the lateral side of your boot there anyway? This is really, really nice. You're still getting the same one-piece upper build. The heel is basically the same as well, which is actually my least favorite area of any of the Ultras, but I think that's personally down to my heel versus the way these heels are designed. The shape is fine, but I just find I want a little bit more padding through the heel here. The Ortholite is a nice idea. The synthetic suede material that's in the back is actually very good, but I feel like I just need a little bit more padding for comfort. I don't suit this heel, but I don't think that's going to be a wide problem that's going to affect everybody. The lockdown is absolutely fantastic, really great lockdown on a boot which still has a reasonable amount of width through it. So if you have a wider foot and you're looking for a one-piece speed boot, this should definitely be something that you are considering. The heel lockdown, again, also very good. You've got the internal heel counter, which has a little bit of softness, and then this external heel counter, which is doing most of the heavy lifting as well. So you're not got any pressure points again, and you are nice and secure through the heel. I'm kind of flying through this because I've covered it all in my main review, but just to tell you that this is a really good football boot for all of these elements. However, we want to talk about the sizing and the final thing that is different on the AG, which is why you might want to consider it. So for sizing, I find for me the Ultra Ultimate is a little bit in the middle of sizing. I went down half a size in my FG boots, and that fit me pretty perfectly on the end of the boot. However, in these, I've gone for a true to size US 8 UK 7, which I actually find a bit more comfortable. So I think that's what I'm recommending to most people, particularly in these AG and MG outsoles, is to go for your normal size, which is for me a US 8 UK 7. It's what I would wear in most Nike boots, for example. Now there is a little bit of a difference in the shape here and also in the construction compared to the FG model. So I'm going to use the Carbon as a bit of an example, but it's not quite the same. So you can see the Carbon has this little lip that runs up so that they can bond the Carbon outsole to the upper of the boot. The Ultimate doesn't have that. It's just a straightforward upper onto outsole, and then the AG has this extra bit of taping just around the toe of the boot here and the lip from the outsole. Now these aren't necessarily so that something can be bonded, it's done so that there is extra durability, because AG pitches, as I mentioned earlier, are incredibly abrasive. They really take an impact on your boots, and you can see where I've kind of dragged my foot and there's just turf marks all along here. That hitting a piece of hard plastic versus hitting the upper of my boot means that the boot is just simply going to last longer. It's the same with this bit of taping just here. It's designed to help bonding. What happens with a lot of boots when being used on AG is they separate very quickly. So this is adding that extra layer of durability as an internal kind of taping as well. So you're getting additional durability as well as everything else I said about the outsole being better and better for more people. The boot is quite simply going to last longer, and that applies whether you're using this exclusively on AG or whether you're using it on FG. The boot quite simply is going to have a longer lifespan. Why would you not want that for your money? It just makes more sense. Now it does adjust the shape of the forefoot just a little bit, giving you a little bit of extra volume in this area. It doesn't pinch in down to quite as much of a point. You can feel a little less agile because of that, but it's not to a degree where I think it's a problem. And from speaking to a lot of people recently, particularly around the Mizuno Alpha 2, this is actually something that a lot of people are probably going to enjoy. I just don't really see any downsides unless you're looking for something with a crazy aggressive traction, which for most people doesn't matter. It's also not going to make you any faster. Sorry to burst the marketing bubble there. Do you want another reason? I'll give you one more reason. The AG and the MG, while they're less available, they are usually also less sought after. The FG tends to sell more and sell quicker, which means that the AG and MG are more likely to go into deeper discounts when you can find them. So cheaper as well. I mean, why wouldn't you? The Ultra Ultimate is one of my absolute favorite speed boots on the market right now, maybe even one of my favorite boots. I really enjoy this particular football boot, and I think with the AG offering, it's just something that's going to be so great for so many people. If you're not sure about the AG and you're thinking maybe you want the FG or the Carbon, then you want to check out my reviews of those, which are here and here.